Welcome to That Seasonaire podcast. I'm your host Gina. Stick with me as I chat to Seasonaires, expats and adventurers across the world sharing their inspiring stories and interesting insights into living and working abroad. On today's show, I catch up with Chalet girl turned park shaper, the legend that is Kat Kruger.
And the toilets. Oh my god, the toilets. Toilets in Japan are incredible.
Are they the ones to talk to you?
Yeah, there's talking, there's squirting, there's drying, there's all the angles.
Tune in to hear Kat's journey from Watersports Instructor in the UK to winter seasons in France, New Zealand, Japan and Austria, and stick with us right to the end of the show as we talk lost passports and Japanese toilets. This podcast is supported by Dope Snow. The community team will be hosting a rail jam at Happy Hours in Morzine on the 15th of March, before heading up the mountain to Avoriaz for rail and park jams at Snowbox. Check out the show notes below for links to their full events calendar of rail jams, coaching clinics and festivals. Here's the show. Kat Kruger.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm good. Quite warm in the face. It was sunny today.
Yeah. Been riding?
Yes.
Day off?
Yeah. Ryan's family were here visiting over the week and then they just left this morning. So I didn't go up around till midday, but it was like summer up there.
Really?
It was slushy.
Oh, wow.
I think it was like 15 degrees.
Okay.
But it was lovely.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. Whereabouts in the UK are you from and what's your current situation?
I am from the Lake District,
Mm-hmm.
so up north. And normally to non-British people, I have to explain that by being like, almost Scotland, but not Scotland, because obviously they only ask me if I'm from London.
Yeah, like everyone, yeah.
So from the Lake District. And yeah, I'm currently living here in Meyerhofen, working in Visorium,
Yeah.
the new gaff with the escape rooms.
Cool. So was it always kind of the idea to live and work abroad, or is that something that came a little bit later? Tell us a little bit about that.
It was a bit rogue, a bit random. It was a bit of a runaway situation.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so I left school and I went to study hairdressing at college, and because I thought it would be creative, which I'm sure it is once you get beyond the learning part of it, but I found the learning part very boring.
Yeah.
So I binned that off, and then I worked in Fat Face, the clothes shop?
Yeah.
I worked for Fat Face for 5 years, back at home in the Lake District in Ambleside, and then I relocated, that's the right word, to the store in Leeds, but they didn't really have enough hours for me. And then I started trying to learn French, and then I remembered when I was a kid, this is long, isn't it? Sorry, this is rogue as. Going on an outdoor activity holiday to somewhere in the UK with a company called PGL.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard of them, but they do outdoor activity holidays for kids. And I remember being I remember all the guys that work there seem super cool. I want to be one of them.
Yeah.
And so, I lived in Leeds for 3-4 months and then found a job to go and work for this kids outdoor activity holiday company in France.
Okay.
And went and did that and started by working in the kitchen for them. But then while I was there during that summer season, I did everything that I could to get involved with as many of the actual activities, so going out canoeing and kayaking, and started to build up some skills towards becoming an instructor in some of those things. So then the following year they put me through my paddle qualifications and I became a kayak and canoe instructor. But that was in a centre in the UK called Caythorpe. I can't even remember where in the country that is.
Cool.
Caythorpe, yeah. And then that was the beginning of my summer seasons, really.
Yeah.
And then from the summers, after doing a few of those and progressing into the sailing side of things and being in Spain and France, ended up running a water sports centre out there for the same company.
In France?
In Spain.
Okay.
About an hour and a half from Barcelona.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
In a little coastal village called La Fosca. And then we did the sailing and stuff from Palamos, but we worked on 5 different beaches. And we would have groups of UK school groups come out for week-long holidays, and then we just do all the activities with them. Lots of fun.
Okay, so what different activities did you end up being trained in?
Kayaking and canoeing, sailing and windsurfing, driving powerboats. And then I became a senior instructor, which is like an instructor to train and instruct instructors.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like I did some land activities when I worked in the UK centres, like climbing and zip lining, and things like that. But yeah, mainly the bulk of my summer season work was in the sailing and water sports department.
Awesome. So were you always sort of interested in sports in general?
Yeah.
Quite a sporty person.
I think growing up in the Lake District, my parents are very outdoorsy. Like family holidays on the weekend would be like, let's go camping, go into the wild. Which I'm sure at times I was like, oh my God, I don't want to do that. But obviously looking back now, I'm very, very grateful for it. Yeah, so I grew up in a very outdoorsy family. Didn't really do much of the water sports thing growing up. Even though in the Lake District there is obviously lakes. Fun fact, technically there's only one lake in the Lake District. The rest of them are like Coniston Water or Mere, or so it's just Bassenthwaite Lake is the only lake in the Lake District.
Oh,
technically.
There we go. Facts.
Yeah, but like, yeah, we'd go climbing with my dad and stuff. And,
cool.
Yeah. So yeah, outdoorsy bringing up, but then definitely went through the teenage years of being like, booze, drugs, party, woo!
Yeah.
Boys, woo!
Awesome.
And then kind of went full circle and went back to the outdoorsy bit again.
Yeah.
Yeah. The centre that I worked at in Spain did close. The contract with you don't need this detail, actually. It closed. And then I went to work at one of the French centres for my final season. And at that point, I think I was just a bit like, you know what? It's time for something new.
Yeah.
Now, really, yeah.
Cool. And how long did it take you to get all the training you needed?
The majority of the time that I was working there, because they did a pre-season training at the beginning of every season, which used to be out in France at one of the centres, and then they started doing it in Weymouth.
Beefer?
Oh. This is where Ryan's sister's from. Well, lives now. Yeah. They were out last week.
Nice. Not far from me in the UK.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, we would do a pre-season training at the beginning of every season for all levels of instructors or people or whatever. And yeah, so I basically did or gained a new qualification almost every season. So yeah, started with the paddling and kayaking, canoeing, and then progressed into the sailing, and then becoming a senior instructor, which meant I'm like an instructor of the instructors, training the instructors. And yeah, I'm super grateful for the company for that. Like for that, they were great, because there was no like, obviously they want you to stay there and work for them, but there was no like contract where you have to sign your soul away and you will work for the next 3 years if we give you these things. It was, well, I had a lot of respect for how much they gave me and progression they gave me over the roughly 9 years that I worked for them.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So were you doing winter seasons at the same time as this?
Not in the get-go. So I did my first summer season in 2010. And then I did my first winter in 2013-14 in teen.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd literally never put a pair of skis or a snowboard on the ends of my legs.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Classic Chalet girl. I'm just going to go.
Did they base the movie on you?
Nah. I haven't got good enough for the movie to be based on me. So first season teen.
Yeah.
Never been on snow before. I mean, been on snow when it used to snow back in England properly. But yeah, never snowboarded or skied before, and was like, I'm going to go.
Just going to do it. Awesome.
Yeah. Got a job working for a Mark Warner hotel in Teen, the Aiguille Percée, I think it was called.
Okay.
Which I think is also like a famous hole in the rock in one of the mountains there, because it looks like the eye of the needle. I think that's what it translates.
Oh, okay.
Someone's going to be like, what the hell is she talking about? That is not what it is at all.
Bring in all the facts, all the kind of facts.
Not a fucking clue. Yeah, I was working in a like chalet hotel, quite a big chalet hotel, as a well, I don't even know what the official title was, but I would help in the restaurant and I would help doing the housekeeping stuff. I was like a bit of a all-round hotel helper.
Okay, cool.
Definitely not an official title, but one of those.
Hotel helper.
Yeah. And yeah, I remember like we got free equipment rental from working at the hotel. And I remember the day where all the staff got to go down and like get their stuff. And I was like, well, which one do I choose? Like, should I get skis or? And everyone tells me the classic thing that skiing's easier to pick up initially, but apparently harder to get really good at, or snowboarding's harder to get the hang of in the beginning, but once you've got it, you can get quite good. And then one of the guys that I was working with just went, well, you look like a snowboarder, so get a snowboard. I was like, I don't really know what that means. Don't know if that's a compliment or I just look like a bum or I don't know, but apparently I look like a snowboarder, so I got a snowboard.
Okay, cool.
So then I learned to snowboard.
Yeah, nice. So how did you go about that? So obviously you've got this job. Are you working a lot in this job or?
I think we were working 6 days a week and we would have generally split shifts. So you'd have a bit of time during the middle. So long ago now. I'm like, whoa, what did I do? Yeah, I think we would generally have a bit of time off during the middle of the day, most days. And maybe sometimes we would either have like a morning off or an evening off, perhaps. But generally we would always have a bit of time off during the middle of the day.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Like
Cool.
you'd finish cleaning, you'd do breakfast, finish cleaning all your rooms and then be free until like dinner or whatever, something like that. Yeah.
You said that you got the snowboard included with the job. Did you get lessons too?
I think for anybody that was a beginner, they did they put us on one group beginner lesson maybe at the very, very, very beginning, but I don't really remember it.
No. And one lesson on a snowboard is probably not going to help you too much.
Thankfully, I had some very nice, friendly colleagues that, at least one of them was an instructor, and I remember he was the one that taught me how to turn, basically. Okay. And once I had that, I was like, well, you know what, I'll get around.
Yeah.
Once I'd got the falling leaf, it's that thing where you're like, I can go up the bigger blue, and then you're at the top, and I'm just like, falling leaf. That takes me like an hour and a half to get anywhere because I'm just slipping everywhere.
It actually hurts your legs so much doing that too.
Excuse me. It does. Yeah, it's exhausting. And then you've got like a flat section and you're like, what do you mean? I've just got to go flat and straight. Who wants to do that when you don't know what edge control is?
Yeah, I know.
But yes, so I was literally talking to Ryan about this the other day when I am sometimes sat on a lift and I see a beginner skier or boarder, and I did ski on Saturday actually as well. I think this is why we were talking about it. So I was a bit beginnery again. But I was really trying to remember that period of time of being a learner. And I do remember everyone being very supportive, but I don't really remember every little stage. I remember I couldn't, and then I remember I could. Yeah. I don't remember too much in between. But I'm sorry to who it was because I don't remember your name, but you taught me how to link my turns, and that was like, all right, game on.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Awesome. And did you enjoy it? I remember when I was learning to snowboard, I fucking hated it, actually. I was terrible.
Yeah.
How was that experience for you? You're a bit more outdoorsy and also doing kind of water sports, did you find that helped you at all?
Maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah. I don't know if there was a direct, I don't skateboard. I'd never really done, I think I didn't start windsurfing until after I started snowboarding. And that's the only other standy sideways sport that I am familiar with. And I think I did snowboarding first, to be honest.
Okay.
So yeah, I didn't hate it. I enjoyed it a lot. I think in my next season after that, I looked back at my first season and definitely realised I drank more and partied more than I did really progress my snowboarding. Mm-hmm. But I went from never being on a snowboard to being able to snowboard within that season, even with all of the drinking. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So where was your next season after that?
The following year, I don't think I went anywhere. I think I went back to the Lake District and worked in a restaurant. Yeah, that was the go-to thing in between summer seasons. Before I started doing winters, I'd go back to the lakes, work 2 jobs, save as much money as I could, and just smash it out, and then be like, okay, off I go again, type thing. But so I think that's what I did the next winter. The next one was New Zealand, and then so we went to New Zealand in, let's say, October 2014.
You knew how to snowboard by this point?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I was still there was still things to learn, and I didn't really have any experience riding like off-piste or in park or anything like that. And New Zealand, we lived on the South Island in Wanaka for the winter. It was in New Zealand, in France, in Tignes, you're like in the resort, you're in the mountain, there is snow all around you. You can ski to your hotel, you step out the house, you're in snow. It's just there. Yeah. In New Zealand, we were living in Wanaka, and the closest ski resort was Cardrona. And to go to the mountain, you have to like drive to the bottom of the mountain and then either park up and take one of their buses like up to the mountain, or drive up yourself if you've got snow chains or whatever, because the road can be a little bit treacherous. But yeah, it was much more like, to go snowboarding was a planned activity for the day. It wasn't just like, oh, I'm going to hop out and go for a snowboard. Yeah. It's like, today I'm going to go snowboarding. Yeah. It's a plan. So that was a bit different. Ryan worked as a housekeeper on the mountain, so he was a bit more how it was in France. Like, he was kind of on the mountain working in the day, and he could take like a ride break. But I worked at the like customer service ticket office down in the town rather than actually on the mountain. So again, for me, it was a bit more of a mission. Yeah. But it was where I started trying to ride park, really, because that's mainly what's there.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. So at Cardrona, I think there was 4 lifts. They were building a new one just as we were leaving, which they said they were going to call it the Chondola. So like across, it was like, you know, the combi barn. Yeah. It was basically like the combi barn, but they were going to call it the Chondola. So like chair gondola, Chondola. Just makes it sound like you're throwing up. Yeah, sorry.
Did they call it that?
I don't know now. I mean, I kind of want to Google it now.
Someone let us know. Someone was
just having me on. Let's tell Kat they're going to call it the Chondola. So yeah, there's not the same sort of like extensive, you can ski over numerous mountains and numerous places and link up all these different places. It was more like, gonna go to the mountain, gonna do this, gonna ride the park. Broke my arm.
Oh no.
It happens.
Oh God, how did you manage to do that?
I had got a bit of confidence, and then I went and rode in the bigger park area, and I kept trying to hit this one longer box. Like I say, it was still like box territory. No pro. I'm obviously not even pro now, but like still in the box territory. And I was like, gonna hit this longer box now. And I kept coming off a bit early of it because I just wasn't really hitting it properly or straight. And then the one time that I did, I think I got completely distracted in my own mind, celebrating I made it to the end of the box, that I didn't even think about then landing or riding away. So I came off the end of this box, and it was actually quite steep and icy, and I did the classic thing of like slipping backwards and putting my arm out. But in the moment I was like, ooh, that didn't feel very nice, but be all right, shake it off. Carried on riding a little bit, and then I was like, ooh, I feel a bit sick.
Oh no.
Something doesn't quite feel right. So I sat down. I was like, my arm hurts a little bit. Pulled my sleeve back, and it was literally like a duck neck, like.
Oh God!
I was like, that is not meant to look like that. And then I could just about see Ryan in the distance going to the jumps, and I was like, I don't know how to describe the motion that I'm doing, like not good motion, with my hand at my neck. And then he comes over, and I was like, I've definitely broken my arm, my wrist, or whatever. And he zooms off to go and get the like peasty, looky after-y health people. What do you call them?
Blood wagon? I don't know.
I mean, I did get to go in the blood wagon.
Did you?
I did. And he went to them and it's like, I think my girlfriend's broken her arm. She's just up by the jumps. And they were like, what jumps? And he was like, the only fucking jumps that are here, those ones. And then, yeah, they came around. But while they were coming to get me and like come to me, there was this like super rad little snowboarder dude, like kid who was amazing. And he had like his filmer with him or whatever. And they stopped and were like, are you all right? And I was like, I'm pretty sure I've broken my arm. And they were like, all right, no worries. And this kid like starts taking my board off for me. And I just burst into tears because I was like, obviously a bit in shock of my arm. And then I was like, this kid's so nice. Why is everyone being so nice? And then they sat with me until the real first aid people came. And then they had a massive, like literally a massive canister of gas and air, and they were like, have some of this. And I was like, ooh. And they were like, you can have some more. Felt like a right crackhead just on the piste. Yeah, so that was that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, how did it go from there? What happened? Like, was that kind of the end of the season?
No, not
for
at
you?
all.
No?
I went down and they pushed all of the bones back into the right place and they put it in a cast. And then, I was in a cast for, I guess, a few weeks. I think after 1 week, I was like, I can ride with a cast. It's like, it's protected. It's fine. And yeah, it was all right. I was more nervous after
Not
the cast
advisable.
came off.
Do not take this advice for those listening.
Not medically trained. It made me nervous for a bit, but then it was all right. Yeah.
Yeah. So how was the rest of the season in New Zealand?
Yeah, good. From what I remember.
Yeah.
I think our year visa ran out just before the end of the actual winter season. So I think we had to leave like a week or two before the very end.
Okay.
But don't remember any powder.
No.
I'm sure it's there if you pay to like be taken in a helicopter somewhere to find it, or if you're local and know where you're meant to go. But we had no clue at that time. Mm-hmm. My job working in the ticket office, we also like worked with some other companies from around the town to sell like promote like down day activities. So like not down day, but like other activities. So like heli skiing or skydiving and things like that. And they did have a thing where if you sold enough of, like, for example, if I sold 3 heli skis, then I would get a free heli ski.
Okay.
I didn't sell one. I was gutted. No one wanted it.
Well, imagine it's pretty expensive to do that.
But I did get a free skydive, and that was super cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I don't know if I could do it.
Yeah, I definitely...
In fact, I know I couldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
I think you could do it.
I would not. That's the difference. I'm such a wimp.
Because I got the skydive for free, I decided that I would pay to have a video. Mm-hmm. And so there is video evidence. And yeah, I don't know if you've seen people doing skydiving, but you're meant to like keep your head back, like tucked into because you're like strapped to another guy.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And yeah, you can see my face literally as he's like in the door about to like plop out, that I look like I'm giving birth because I'm just going eyes closed, and then I open my eyes just as we go, and then I'm like looking around, lifting my head like away from him, and then he just grabs my forehead and just like pulls my forehead back towards him. I'm like, oh God. He was probably like, here we go, this novice.
We'll see if we can get a copy of that for the Instagram.
Yeah. We'll see.
What was the plan after New Zealand?
To do more winter.
Yeah?
Yeah, and then that's when we got a job working for chili powder in Prodan, which is like in between Morzine and Avoriaz in France.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is chili powder?
It's a family-run chalet business.
Okay.
They have like a small chalet hotel and a couple of then smaller other little chalets, yeah.
And what were you doing for a job?
I was a chalet host, and Ryan, he wangled a job as, we call him ski nanny. He was basically had to go out with the groups of kids from it's not nursery when they're on holiday, like daycare, kid, whatever it's called when they're in the air. He had to go with the kids to watch them, video them, make sure they're in the right groups and everything's going well with the ski instructors, and kind of report back to the parents and do all that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But he'd never skied, and he took the job being like, yeah, I can ski. Broke his ankle 6 weeks before we were meant to go out. So turned up for this job as like a ski carer with a broken ankle and never skied. But he absolutely smashed it because that's what Ryan does. He's just amazing at everything. So yeah, fair play to him. Yeah, and I was a chalet host. Yeah. I predominantly worked in one of the smaller separate chalets, which was right next to the bigger chalet. So I would do a mixture of kind of like jumping in between, and then I would help out Hattie on the. She was like the pastry chef that did all the like afternoon tea and baking, and I would help her do some stuff sometimes. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, tell us a little bit about Morzine itself. Did you enjoy sort of the ski area?
Yeah, because we were in Prodan, it was more Avoriaz. Again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing Avoriaz correctly. That's how you phonetically would say it.
I think it is Avoriaz. Yeah. But then again, I am also French. Just another Brit who's been to Avoriaz once.
We even did 2 seasons there. Probably should have learned that I was definitely saying it right. We skied more in the Avoriaz area. Okay. And yeah, it was cool. There was a home run, so we could just ski down at the end of the day. Nice. Which was pretty cool. And yeah, the area was nice. I built more confidence again. I think that's the thing, because in New Zealand, like, it was cool. We did snowboard, but it wasn't like every day smash. So like, again, it progressed, but there was no like, I feel like I'm really like killing it now. Being in Avoriaz was much better for that, and I became more confident. We had a home run that came down to where we lived and where we worked. I was surrounded by good people that we worked with, and there was always somebody up for going up, and people of all abilities and all super supportive. Yeah, I mean, in general, the areas in Avoriaz are pretty cool. You've got obviously lots of piste. You've got the Stash, the Burton Park that's like all made with natural wood features, which was pretty cool.
Cool. Going back across all of your seasons, was there much of kind of a nightlife in all of these places, or do any of them stand out to you?
In teen, the majority of my time that was not working or snowboarding was being hungover or partying. Yeah, I'd come out of a relationship just before I went, so I think I was on the older, hey, drink loads, hey. I remember I lived above a bar called Loop Bar in teen. Yeah, so I would have been like, 24, 25 when I went on my first season. So yeah, even though I was partying, I still sometimes was like, I wish they'd be quiet downstairs. Living above a bloody bar. So yeah, teen, there was a lot of partying. Yeah, don't remember too many specifics, but lots of drinking. In New Zealand, again, not. It's similar to the mountain. Like there might have been a scene, and I just wasn't a part of it. But because we lived we didn't live in the centre of town. If we wanted to go for some drinks, then we would have to like drive to town or get a ride or get a taxi. And I don't know, like when you're working and riding, and I don't know, just pretty happy chilling at home most of the time. But then, I mean, I'm sure there probably was a bit of a scene, but not like an après. I didn't feel like New Zealand was an après kind of place. Definitely après in France. The
après in France is actually really good, isn't it?
Again, we were talking about this the other day, like, no offense, Austria, Elmerhofen, but it's just different. It's like it seems to be more of a consistent thing that they will have like DJs playing varieties of music rather than just like shit après songs on repeat. Yeah. Sorry, Ice Bar. And yes, but New Zealand, yeah. I mean, I didn't see a big après side to New Zealand, but that doesn't mean that it didn't exist. But wasn't part of my life while we were there. And then when we were in Prodan in Avoriaz, Morzine area, it was that classic thing that I think all of the staff at the place that I worked at, we would all have the same day off together, apart from like 1 or 2 guys that would always be the ones that just kind of covered the day off of everybody else. like, fair play to them. And so I think it was a Wednesday. So I think Tuesday night was like the night where we would all try and get out of work as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And go down into Morzine. And yeah, so we'd get a taxi down into Morzine and yeah, get pretty drunk down there. And yeah, the scene was quite fun down there.
Yeah.
We enjoyed it. But then the getting home, the taxis just never seemed to run as late as we wanted to party. So then there was quite a few occasions of a very wonky Cat Ryan and many others walking back to Prodan uphill in the middle of the night, absolutely bladdered. And depending on what you drank or consumed, it could take an hour to 3 hours.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, maybe 3 is an exaggeration, but honestly, I'm pretty sure I remember one time just lying on the front of a car and being like, I'm not going anymore. And Ryan's like, well, I'm just fucking leaving you then. Of course he actually wouldn't, but just being like, nope. Bye. So that was fun.
Yeah.
There was also one time we went to a bar in Leger, which is like off the side of Morzine, I think. So again, like not doing very good geographically, but I think there's a bar called Inferno, and again they had a good DJ. Can't remember who he was now. And yeah, a bunch of us went up there, having a great time, and then we were like, oh, it's getting a bit late. We should probably like think about heading down. I don't know what happened, but between that moment of being like, let's go, and then us actually going, it got pitch black. So then we're all absolutely fucked up trying to ride back down to Morzine to get home. And it like me and Ryan ended up taking a different turn to everybody else. I've never heard Ryan swear so much or fall over so much in all my life. And then when we got to the bottom, Bobby, one of our colleagues, man, he was so bruised the next day. He looked like he'd literally been beaten up because he'd just been bailing so hard all over the place because it was just dark and icy and hilarious. But we'd had a really nice time at the bar. So yeah, outbreak, woo, France. Inferno.
Awesome.
Yeah. Cool. But I think it was quite good that it was just like that one night a week thing. Because everybody had the day off and kind of in between that, people didn't, like where we were, people didn't. I'm sure if you lived down in Morzine, it might have been an every night sort of thing.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So yeah, we did 2 seasons there in the end.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, we'll take a break for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask you a question that's come from one of your friends.
Oh.
I'm going to play one. I'm going to play one to you from Stu Innes, who seems to be sponsored by that Seasonaire podcast because he's like already he features on so many episodes. So this one's from Stu.
Ask Kat how she explains to Austrian people what her name is. She should know what I mean by that, I hope.
Yes, I do. As a general rule of thumb, when I'm introduced to somebody or I introduce myself, I'm like, hey, yeah, like, I'm Kat, like meow, meow, meow. And just do a bit of a meow afterwards, sometimes 1, sometimes 3. It varies. But then, because I get like all sorts, like Katze, Katte, Kati, Kat. Like, it's all okay, but it's not my name. So I tried to be like a bit playful with it and be like, yeah, my name's Kat, like meow. Yeah, it's also like a nice little icebreaker. Everyone always has a little giggle and they're like, oh.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, okay. Now you know my name. And you can just meow at me if you want.
Well, there we go. Yeah. Easy way to remember it. So, I don't know whether to ask you another one of your friend's questions immediately, because I actually got quite a few.
You go wild.
Stacey from Dark River Tattoo has said to ask you, we want to hear the story behind the saying that is on your phone case.
So I've got one of those, those little machines that can make labels.
Oh, yeah.
It's even like, not braille, but it's like even textured.
Yeah.
And it says this.
Chief cunt.
Yep. And this was a gift.
That's such a nice gift.
I know, right?
How
so
thoughtful.
But yeah, basically my brother-in-law, Ryan's brother.
Mm-hmm.
So back to my summer season days when we were working out in Spain, in one of the seasons where I was the chief instructor, was my job title, they both worked for me.
Okay.
They were both instructors on the team at the activity centre. And yeah, Matt, Ryan's brother, he just gave this to me one day. And I'm still unsure. I don't quite remember if he made it specifically or he found it. I think he found it and he was like, yeah, I'm going to give this to Kat, because like the chief bit from chief instructor and then calling me a cunt. I wholeheartedly believe that he doesn't actually think I'm a chief cunt, but yeah, and this has been going. So that would have been like 8-9 years ago, maybe. Yeah. And so it stuck with me with every new phone that I've had since. And whenever I see Matt, he's like, "You've still got it." I'm like, "Yeah, yes, I do."
Yeah, like it actually looks pretty cool, and I'm a little bit jealous.
Thanks. It's quite awkward sometimes though, like if I'm like taking a photo of someone.
Yeah,
and it literally looks like I'm just calling them a chief cunt.
Yeah, no, that's really cool.
So I think it was a bit of a jokey gift. I hope. Although Ryan's stepdad did tell me the other day that Matt, his brother, did say that Matt had said I was one of the best organised managers he'd ever had. So
nice.
Maybe cunt is like an abbreviation for like organised? I don't know.
Maybe.
Chief organiser?
Yeah. And in Australia, they say cunt for all their friends, everything. I mean, it's an endearing term.
Yes, so that's the story behind the Chief Cunt label on my phone.
Awesome. Okay, so we've gone up to Pro Dan.
And then I went to Japan, yes. And so I was at the ripe old age of 29. Yeah, I was like, I really want to go to Japan. I want to check that out. I think that would be cool. And you can only get the working holiday visa up until the age of 30. So I was like, now or never type thing. And yeah, so I went and did a season in Japan. Ryan, that was the year that Ryan first came to Meyerhofen. So he came here, got a job as a shaper. I went to Japan and worked as a ski valet, was my official title.
Okay. What's a ski valet?
I mean, like, if you... I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
If you were to think of a car valet, but now skis...
They just store your skis, take your skis away
Good
and store
now.
them. Okay, that's what I thought it was going to be. But I was like, I didn't even know that was a job, like that existed. Wow, cool.
Neither did I until I did it. Yeah, I was in Niseko, so there's Hokkaido, which is the like North Island. I was in Niseko in Harafu, lived in a little town called Kuchan. Accommodation was organised and provided, but we still had to pay for it. It wasn't free. And yeah, my job, ski valet. I worked for Niseko Central, which were an accommodation company that had accommodations all around the resort. And to make life easy for their guests, they had a room at the bottom of the maiden gondola where they could store all of their equipment, boots. We had like warm boot racks for them and all of everything. And it was basically my job in the morning to give everything out to everybody, and then when they were done with the day, bring it back, give it to me, I store it, and it just went on like that. Yeah. It was pretty chill, not going to lie. Yeah? Yeah, because there was always two of us working. My boss was an Aussie guy, bit of a legend. He was hilarious. He always looked... Just thinking out, he basically would feed us whiskey coffee. It was great. You know the like pre-mixed sachets for like making a cappuccino. You just have loads of those and then a bottle of whiskey and be like, here you go.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, there would always be two of us working, and obviously there's a mad rush first thing in the morning of everybody wanting to get out on the mountain, get the skis, get ready for lessons and stuff. But then during the middle of the day, you've just got dribs and drabs of people that have had enough or having a late start to the day or whatever. So you could always take a ride break in the middle of the day. There's like a 4-hour gap where you can go ride, and then you've got to be back towards the end of the day for like everyone coming off the mountain again. Yeah. And because you're based right at the bottom of the gondola, again, the access was amazeballs. Yeah, so that was my job. And my motto in Japan was drink less, ride more.
Oh, wow.
It worked.
Good.
Yeah.
It's a good motto to have, especially in a place like that where you've gone to all the trouble of going all the way over there.
Yeah, exactly.
And at this point, you and Ryan are separated as well. Yeah. That must have been well tough.
It was quite challenging. I think because of the time difference as well, like trying to, like even if you're apart, but you have like the same routine, there's like you connected between that familiarity of time of day. When that's removed as well, it's extra difficult. Yeah. But yeah, It was all good.
Yeah.
And,
And,
all right in the end.
And what's the kind of community like in Japan? Or like, is there any kind of party scene, anything like that? I mean, obviously, at this point, you're deciding to ride more, drink less.
Yeah, I was going to say it the wrong way around then. Drink more, ride less. It's funny, actually. In my first season in teen, I remember the hotel manager, he was like, there's 3 things on a season. There's partying, there's working, and there's riding or skiing. And he's like, you can't maintain all 3.
Yeah.
And I was like, now I am like, yeah, you were right. Because you can't.
No, you can't. Definitely not.
Yes, so... Scene in Japan, there was definitely partying. I wasn't heavily involved in it, but there is these drinks called strongs. They're like pre-mixed cans of pure mess. And yeah, a couple of those and you're absolutely blottoed. So I think there was one night like at our house that it might have been New Year. I don't know. I remember just drinking like 3 of them, and I was like absolutely gonnoed.
Really?
But yeah, we lived in Kutchan, so we weren't in like the main resort, and it was quite cool. There was a bar, karaoke bar.
Ooh, lovely.
Like the classic Japanese. You get your own room. It's just karaoke room. They bring you drinks. You order drinks on a tab and like on a tablet thing, and. Yeah, again, I only went to that once because I'm not a singer. So there's definitely a scene. But like the general culture of Japan, I was blown away by.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like, first example, I had to change from like international flight to domestic flight from like Tokyo to then go up to, I flew to Sapporo, I think was the name of the place. Yeah. And so I was like, I'd already been flying for hours, was super knackered. I had a massive suitcase, my snowboard bag and a bag, and I was struggling. And I'm like trying to like drag everything up to the check-in counter. And the lady behind the counter sees me and she comes out, runs over to like take a bag from me and help carry it over to like help me check in. I was like, if I was in Manchester, they'd just be pointing and laughing at me, being like, look at this knob with all the bags. I should have got a trolley.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
So that was like first moment of me being like, oh, this is quite nice. I then also in the kerfuffle in the airport lost my passport.
Oh no.
I was gagging for some water and bought some water, and I'd like must have like emptied stuff out of my handbag to try and find my money or whatever, and must have put my passport down. And then I couldn't find it, and I was like, oh my God, my flight goes in like 20 minutes.
Oh no.
And I found this woman who I thought was like a helper, but it turned out they were just like a credit card company. And she's like, I can't help you, but we'll find someone who can.
Oh.
And then they found a guy who had like a radio, and he must have been like some sort of airport security man. And in the end, they did a bit of radioing and found that my passport had been taken to the gate that I needed to depart from.
Oh.
So then they took me to the gate and sent me on my way. So again, another like very efficient, friendly, I'm a very tired idiot traveller and you helped me great type thing.
Wow, that's amazing actually. Yeah.
And then there's no rubbish anywhere. Like everything like, but there's not rubbish bins in the streets. There's just this like unwritten respect for the land, which is nice. And in Hirafu, there's a really steep hill to go up to the gondola, which obviously with the amount of snow and ice and how cold it is in Japan would be icy as shit. And it's steep and dangerous, but they like channeled natural hot spring water underneath the road. There's like basically like underfloor heating for the road, so it never got icy because it was always warm. Yeah, I was like, you guys are so clever. And the toilets, oh my God, the toilets. Toilets in Japan are incredible.
Are they the ones to like talk to you?
Yeah, there's talking, there's squirting, there's drying, there's all the angles. And then aside from that, also in our house, the toilets like on the top of the cistern on the back was like a little tap. And they basically, to like save on water, you would wash your hands, and the water that you've washed your hands with goes into the cistern, and that's the water that you use to flush the toilet. So it's like, again, good for the environment and shit.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool, actually.
So that's all the things I loved about Japan.
The toilets,
never mind the snow.
the airports.
The snow was also incredible.
Yeah. So yeah, tell us about that, because obviously at this point you've done some France skiing, New Zealand not so much.
Yeah.
Powder.
Yeah.
How was it?
Awesome. Yeah. I think in my seasons in Morzine, the people that I would often be snowboarding with, I would know that they weren't that familiar with the area either, that I would never felt that comfortable to be like, I'm going to follow you guys, because that just wasn't the people that I was working with. They were also quite new to the area, and I never felt that, that comfortable or safe to just do it alone or follow other people.
No, I get you. For sure.
But then in Japan, I was surrounded by a lot of like supportive people, and the whole place is, not to say that the people weren't supportive, and that sounded like they weren't supportive in Morzine. It was just, you get what I meant.
Yeah.
In Japan as well, like the whole layout of the resort is different, because they have the resort, they have the piste, and then they have off-piste areas that they're like, that's a good place to go ride off-piste in the powder. But a lot of big signs being like, but you're going at your own risk. It's like, we say that that's a good place to go, and everyone will, not everyone, but people who are confident and comfortable to go there will go, and you're always going to come out at the bottom of the resort type thing. And in like some of them, they call them gates. Like to go into some of the areas, you have to show that you have a transceiver on you and stuff.
Oh, really?
So like you're not
Wow.
allowed to go into the area unless you actually have a transceiver
That's
with you.
good. That's really good.
Yeah. So it was like, it felt like a safe environment to become comfortable in that environment. And that's exactly what happened. I got a lot of experience riding in powder. We did, with some friends, we did my first ever split boarding trip.
Oh, wow.
We
Cool.
did like a 3-day, 2-night, 3-day split board adventure where we stayed in little huts out in the wood. One was like manned by like the hut keeper, so when we arrived there was smoke coming out the chimney already. And the other one there wasn't, so we had to make the fire ourselves. But
Such an effort.
I know, right? But it was like incredibly I remember that I just kept saying, these are forever memories, because I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, like living in a dream kind of thing.
And and then I got some snowshoeing experience, and I basically found my feet and confidence and gained experience riding off-piste and in powder and in trees. Trees were a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Such a lovely afternoon of catching up with one of my mates on the show. Don't forget to tune in next week for part 2, where we find out how Kat went from ski valet in Japan to head shaper at the Penken Park.
They were like, would you be comfortable snowboarding carrying a chainsaw? And I said, yes, as long as it was off.
If this is your first time listening to the show, then welcome and thanks for tuning in. Why not head back to some of our previous episodes? Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for all the latest updates. As always, thanks to Mike at Mike's Sports Bar for the studio space. Thanks to sponsors Dope Snow. Thanks to Mondo Wave for the music. And thanks to you guys for tuning in. See you all again next time.
Oh my God, I nearly died on a chocolate bar today. I'm not even joking.
What?
Walking into walls, choking on chocolate bars.
Oh, God.